Good evening, viewer. Welcome to our Glory Globe TV. Here is a most breaking news. Yes, hopes for a ceasefire in the Israel-Hamas war in the Gaza stiffer dimming, but a fresh round of negotiations will take place in Qatar on Monday, today, May 6. Central Intelligence Agency Director Bill Burns headed to Qatar's capital Doha for emergency discussions on mediation in the war. Burns would continue to stay in Doha as the truce talks drag on and will hit Israel by Tuesday for talks with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. A Hamas official meanwhile said that the group's delegation for truce talks was headed to Doha for consultation. On Sunday, the ceasefire talks in Egypt's Cairo failed to produce a breakthrough. Hamas reiterated that it would not accept a truce that did not completely end the war, accusing Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu of personally hindering a deal. Prime Minister Netanyahu meanwhile hardened his rejections of Hamas demands for an end to the Gaza war in exchange for the freeing of hostages, saying on Sunday that would keep the Palestinian militant groups in power and pose a threat to Israel. These developments came as 16 people were killed in Israeli airstrikes in the Gaza Strip's Rafah city. The airstrikes came hours in the hours after Hamas claimed responsibility for a rocket attack near Rafah, which Israeli said killed 3 IDF soldiers and injured 11 more. The conflict between Israel and Hamas started in October last year after Hamas launched an assault in southern Israel in which 1,200 people were killed and 252 hostages taken. Israel responded by striking back hard at the Gaza Strip, killing more than 34 to 37,000 people. With the outcome of Monday's truce talks unknown, here is look at the latest updates. Gaza officials said Israeli jets have targeted at least 2 areas in Rafah that the IDF had ordered to be evacuated. The areas targeted by the Israeli occupation are near the perimeter of Gaza International Airport and Al-Suqa area, the Abu Halwa area, the Saladin Strait area and the Salam neighborhood. Gaza Civil Defense Agency spokesman Ahmed Ridwan was quoted as saying by AFP another 8 officials confirmed the strike. Number 2. Egypt has reportedly raised its military level of preparedness in northern Sinai, which borders the Gaza Strip. European Union's top diplomat Joseph Borrell on Monday urged Israel to renounce the idea of invading Rafah. In a post on social media, he called on both sides to implement UN Security Council Resolution 2728, which demanded an immediate ceasefire by all parties leading to a lasting sustainable ceasefire, and also called for the immediate and unconditional release of all hostages and the lifting of all barriers to the provision of humanitarian assistance at scale. Hezbollah said it fired dozens of Katyusha rockets at an Israeli base in the occupied Golan Heights on Monday in retaliation for a strike in Lebanon's east. Hezbollah fighters launched dozens of Katyusha rockets targeting the headquarters of the Golan Division, a Rafah base, the group said in a statement. The Israeli military on Monday began evacuating Palestinian civilians from eastern Rafah ahead of a threatened assault on the southern Gaza city. The military said that around 1 lakh people were being evacuated. According to local media reports, the evacuation were now focused on a few peripheral districts of Rafah, from which evacuation would be directed to 10 cities in nearby Khan Yunus and Al-Muasi. The military said that the East Rafah evacuation was a limited scope operation as it began to drop flyers, send text messages and make phone calls to Palestinians with instruction on the zones that needed to be evacuated and which routes to take to a designated humanitarian zone. Number 7. Hamas called the evacuation plan a dangerous escalation that will have consequences. Number 8. At least 16 people were killed in Israeli airstrike in the Gaza Strip's Rafah, AFP reported on Monday, citing medics and first responders. 9. The Israeli military confirmed the counter strike, saying it struck the launcher from which the Hamas projectiles were fired. Number 10. The launches carried out by Hamas adjacent to the Rafah crossing are a clear example of the terrorist organization's systematic exploitation of humanitarian facilities and spaces and their continued use of the Gazan civilian population as human shield, the military added. BN Das exclusive report, Glory Globe TV, Delhi, Bharat.